Hello and welcome to your reading, Messages from Your Person's Higher Self. Whether you know them yet or not, this is your person's higher self coming through to speak to you today. There are 3 piles containing messages today. There could be information in 1 or more piles, depending on how many people are wanting to come through to you. So go with what you feel called. Pile 1 on the left side, your crystal is the dragon. And your card is Aquarius. Pile number 2, your crystal is the elephant. And your card is Scorpio. And pile number 3, your crystal is the wolf. And your card is Neptune. Okay, so when you have decided on your pile or piles, head to the description and you will find the timestamp that will take you directly to your messages, and I will see you there. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading, Messages from Your Person's Higher Self. We are pulling your oracle to identify your person versus you, the differences in those energies, so that you can find if this is the correct pile for you, containing the energy of you if you don't know your person yet, or matching both you and your person's energies if you know them currently. Also, you might notice that you resonate with both sides. If you feel like things are flip-flopped and you are here instead of your person, or other way around, that is fine. Just know that it is divided half and half, identifying 2 people who will be coming together in a union, in a connection. So I am saying your person over here and you on the right side. Here is you. Pull from this deck as well. And we'll do some tarot. About 3 or 4 for each person here. Gorgeous. Okay, that was easy. Let's go ahead and reveal. Starting with these oracle. Your person, we have the owl and hop with wisdom. We have meditation with routine, breath, quiet, and peace. I wanted to read that as medallion, if that is relevant to this person. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the World. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the 2 of Swords. Okay. Your person with wisdom, with meditation, with quiet, peace. This could be a very a milder energy in your person, obviously with the meditation, routine, breath, quiet, peace, things that your person could require at this time. If we're thinking of Aquarius being known as the water bearer, though it isn't a water sign itself, it can have that energy of being in flow, of being more in the intuition, of more in the introspectiveness of sometimes associated with water signs, with these keywords of meditation, quiet, peace, routine, wisdom developing. A lot of wisdoms through routines, but I want to say now that maybe you feel this person has been blind to other options for adventure. You feel like maybe we might be getting ahead of ourselves, but I think there is something coming through of a thought of maybe just a need to balance each other's energies out. Perhaps we would find, for example, you would come across with an energy of loving, never wanting to sit still, always being up and active. And there could be an aspect of duality, of opposition between the temperament you have and your person has, and you guys would have a way of balancing each other out. The world, bringing bringing together different elements, different strengths as well, uncovering the unseen things for each other. Collaboration is strong as well. This person could be bringing a lot to the table in terms of stability and security, to which is matching your expectation based on where you were at in that position, I believe is also a message. The Page of Cups. I think this person could struggle with, like, their love language could be a little bit more stark, and like might struggle with the words of affirmation, might struggle honestly with the physical touch. Like, I feel like they struggle with like the lovey-dovey aspect of things. Like, do they have a nickname for you that's a little bit like bland? Like, you kind of wish, I don't know, like it could be something like that if you know them, or if you don't know them, just letting you know that they could be someone who is more of like a very specific type of person who would like indulge in certain things for their person, but wouldn't necessarily, would rather be doing something else if they had the choice, but would be all in and willing to like try and give things a go from your perspective with the Page of Cups, though it might not come supernatural to you or to them to like reciprocate love in the same way that you do, or vice versa. There could be differences. This really could be a major opposites attract type situation. So this is just checking the energy of you and your person before we get into the messages they want to speak to you. So let's look at you. We have determination, and we have beginnings, adjustment, shedding, new, and release. That looks like the same flower to me. That's beautiful. The Sun card. The Four of Wands. The Two of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so speaking of, I see stability on your side as well, which possibly could be this idea of needing to partner with someone who can meet your expectations in a very real, like if we were to be married, things need to be aligned, same values. We need to make sure that there is a plan, especially with things such as finances. I think this would be important to you because it does seem like maybe you have a lot going for you in the financial aspect, and perhaps in past situations you had people like taking from that in some sense, whether intentionally or you just realize that this person was taking a lot more than they're giving at this point and not meeting me where I'm at. Yes, you are in no means someone who's like judging off of those aspects entirely, but if you seem like someone who would be ready to like be serious about things with determination, beginnings, be serious about new beginnings, about bringing someone into your life and committing, perhaps again based on past experience for some of you guys, if you're resonating, you would be someone very serious about it. Marriage could be in your sights as like a happy ending between you and the person you come with. So you know that there are real, very real things to sort out in that situation, which I think is quite fitting for this person's vibe as well. Your person, I think, would be on the same page exactly about that too, and it would come natural to them to be well versed in their finances and have a good idea of where they want to be heading. And if we talk about like a 5-year plan, like things like that, I feel like they would be very kind of organized and set in that way, with intention at least. Okay, for you as well, I was speaking of possibly there could be like, yeah, I mean, it's confirmed with like saying that you perhaps would be more like adventurous, maybe not like hugely adventurous, but would definitely have like the upper leg with your person in terms of like wanting to do that kind of thing. Two of Swords for your person and Two of Wands for you. The Two of Wands is looking at the horizon, is looking at the map, thinking about what to do next, what moves to make. It's on your mind. It's something you are considering at this point. The next step would be you waiting for the opportunity to actually take action. So this does make me think of course, travel a lot with the way that they're often looking over an expanse of water with incoming and outcoming boats representing travel and taking off a globe often. All of these things about like traveling the world, adventure. Compared to your person, Two of Swords, not seeing that, not being interested, not being intrigued by the destinations behind the mountains with the temples. And they would be wanting to do something if it's with you. But, ooh, if they were to go on a vacation, indulge them in the things that might be more tailored to them, would be some advice for you guys. You might love, sunshine, you especially love fun times, I believe. New, you're not afraid of newness, of meeting new people, of new opportunity, of new beginnings. Wow, I think you would really shine against this person. Not to like put them down, but I do see like this person is a canvas for you, low-key. And they're happy to do that. I'm thinking of a specific couple on TikTok. If you know, you know, but everyone is in their comments about the gender roles that take place in their relationship. The man is doing household things and doing things for his woman, and people have things to say about that. I think this could be your dynamic. I think you could low-key be the boss in this relationship in the least like harmful way. I just think that this person would be happy to put you in the spotlight rather than them. Naturally, that's part of it, but as well they think it is so deserved for you to be shown off and appreciated and admired for how beautiful you are. Wow, I love that. This card fell. I wasn't even sure if I was going to use this deck today. I was only going to use it as needed. We have recovery. For some of you, this relationship could be being recovered after it was lost, or progress was like halted for some reason. Other circumstances came in and interrupted. I think for some of you, a relationship could be recovered after something else has taken place to cause a break, or someone in the relationship had to make the call to take a break in order to recover, to heal from something, to take some space. Some of you might be in this situation. I think it could be you that could have needed that. And whether or not this means that you were like coming back to someone that you would put on pause when you said you needed that, it could mean that, or it could just mean that now you're ready to get back out there and keep moving toward your person. Wow. I said a lot about you having past relationship circumstances, so perhaps that is what this is involving, is recovering from a more recent or a more troubling relationship, pile 3. And again, whatever side you resonate, these are the energy check for you and your person. So I am going to pause. My camera is heating up a little bit. I'm going to pause and then we'll start fresh with the tarot to get the messages from your person's higher self. I will be right back. All right, so let's get into messages directly from your person's higher self. Again, whether you know them now or not, this is what they want to say from their innermost place, their most vulnerable place, their most uninhibited, unfiltered voice coming through to you. So it should be very, very beautiful. Okay, what do we want to ask them? I want to know, first of all, what should you know about this connection with them? What does pile 1's higher self, their person's higher self, I'm going to mix that up a lot this time, want to tell them about this connection? We have the 9 of Swords. Wow. Wow, very much so. I think that this connection, I think that they feel it already. I wonder if you feel it as well, but like the dream imagery that often comes through to say like this person is thinking of you in your dreams, or you guys are both interacting in your dreams, and then we have this little fairy with the like nighttime candle, I guess, and the pajamas on, and the glitter that's happening. I don't know, I feel like things are brewing in the nighttime. You could, about this connection, I think they could think about you a lot too. Like, okay, this person could be, again, I said how there's someone who could not be very good at like being lovey-dovey and like speaking that words of affirmation, especially. They might not be well versed in it. Honestly, this might be one of their first serious relationships with you, and so they want you to know about this connection, that even if you feel like they want to make it very clear to you what they struggle with, I think that it wouldn't be something they'd hide with how they feel that they lack and how they show up for you in the connection. So I think they would make it clear to you how they care about you in other ways, but they are coming through now to tell you that if you ever have doubt, that something they deal with often is anxieties, is worrying, is being very like detail oriented as a person, which can uncover a lot of worries when you really look into the details. So it makes sense for them. So they could be an anxious person, and I think something very beautiful that they could do when they are feeling anxious in certain situations, like at nighttime, anxiety can rise, things like that. They do imagine you. If they know you, they think of like being held by you, being near you, being supported by you. Or if they don't know you, they imagine being embraced by their person, because I think that they feel you. They're a wise person. They are not perceptive to energy fields that are way, way less than the threshold that they show up in. So the wisdom that they have with feeling this, they are like so certain in this connection as well, is another message that they want you to know about it. Is they do feel like they have exercised patience and discernment in other connections and other opportunities time and time again. They have exercised that wisdom, and so they want you to know how confident they feel in you, just in the fact that they are there with you, thinking about you. Yes. And if they don't know you, they want to know how picky they have been in love, and that you are special to be the one that reaches their heart space, and that they feel like the recovery between you two, both able to recover each other's heart space and uplift one another. Oh, I'm loving this reading so far. So sweet. Okay, let me ask another question. I do see this is jumping out at me, but I'll leave the other two. The Queen of Wands, for what they want you to know. They do want you to know that you are the queen in their world, in their relationship. I was going to mention like the yellowish colors in this. This is like a yellow hue to this whole card, as well as this Queen of Coins. Oh my gosh, you are the star in their night. You are the yellow in their life. Coldplay's Yellow, incredible song, heartbreaking, but like, oh my gosh. And they could be like very sweet in that way too. They might enjoy that kind of music, like Coldplay, more mellow, like emotional music. They could get in their head a lot. They could show their emotional side when they're listening to those types of songs, and that could be something very endearing and cute to you. You holding the bunny, I think you think that they're very cute as well. I'm getting ahead of myself, but like anything that would be viewed in them as being more like feminine geared and being more emotional, being more intuitive, being more gentle, perceptive, you absolutely love and cherish that in them. And they love you for the way that you hold them. Again, with the image of you holding them. Oh my gosh. I feel like, what did I say earlier about, maybe this was from a different reading, but like same vibes of like Yes, I said something about this person being like the canvas for you. I think that they like would honor and respect you so much and hold so much credit to you for their growth and personal progression in life. Not in like a clingy way or like, yes, but like they are giving you the credit for how you have shown up for them. They love the way that you care for them, and you love the gentleness that they have. It could be a very fresh beginning for you to be in this type of relationship. Again, with the mentions of previous relationships we had touched on. I absolutely love those 3 cards that just came through. I'm so glad I switched out my tarot deck I was going to use because I felt like I wanted this one. And it's always just that feeling of like, I feel like there's specific imagery in this deck that wants to come out. Not necessarily the like card itself, the Nine of Swords, but what it shows on that card gave a lot of insight, tying in with the yellow. You are the stars in their world. They want you to know that, oh my gosh, I am loving this so much, pile 1. Okay, another question. Okay, question. We're gonna do like 4 questions, I think. So next one, I want to know, how do they see the future of this connection? Where do they see it going? Oh my gosh, the Wheel of Fate. Never ending, always turning, always moving and spinning. The 4 of Wands, a never ending celebration, a commitment. 4 of Wands, I think they see it heading to commitment so clearly here, it's crazy. And they see never ending fortunes and opportunities together. The Wheel of Fate, not necessarily like, I like that it says fate here rather than fortune, because the wheel, this is reminding me of like the Wheel of Fate is turning, never ever turning while you guys are together, and they're ready to go through every single thing that fate is going to deal and throw toward the connection, whether it is considered a fortune from that perspective at that time or a setback. And yes, the vows you make upon marriage is what, that is how serious it is to both of you. The seriousness of marrying someone is something important. That could also stem from situations you have perceived and viewed in your childhood growing up, the strong values you have toward a committed marriage relationship. I mean, showing up twice. The 4 of Wands, if you don't know it, like, if it means anything, it's like a wedding, a celebration, a major turning point, a commitment, a major agreement, something huge to where everything that happened before it is like sectioned off, and now it's what happened plus going forward. That's kind of what the 4 of Wands feels like, and it's a literal marrying of people in this situation. Commitment. Absolutely beautiful. Is there anything else? One more card to show the future that they see with you. Other than just being committed, what else do they got? Ooh, I knew the 7 of Wands. They're going to fight for you. And look at the yellow coming through. The future of connection. I think they want you to be able to thrive as well. And look at how you've painted their world. The yellow streaming in, popping up everywhere. I feel like they really, in the future of the connection, you guys are going to get closer. If you know them yet, or if you already know them, you're going to get closer to them. They're going to know more and more about you. They're going to meet many different versions of you, and they want to fight with you to work through all of those scenarios and situations and help you come out on top in every challenge. And it is a reciprocal, with the 2 mirrored back to each other, this is reciprocal support as well as here. Wow. Okay, let's ask another question. 2 more questions, they have to be good. Okay, so we asked, what should you know about the connection? How do they see the future? What does your person plan to bring to the table for you? For pile 3, what does their higher self tell pile 3 what you plan to bring to the table for them? in this connection. The the Six of Swords, the Knight of Cups. Wow, look at that. And oh my goodness, the Ace of Cups. Your person is planning to be a provider. If you want to have a family, I see them providing for that with this imagery of the Six of Swords. I see very much so like till death do us part, with the vows, with the major emphasis on commitment. There's a deathly hooded figure here. I think how they show up for you, they want you to know that their intention is always forward, appropriate movement for their relationship. But I think these mentions of like anxieties coming up, we've only seen, look at the wand energy showing up on your side, and we see sword energy with the blue on your person's side, or vice versa. The mentions of struggling with anxiety, things like this, I think they want you to know that how they will show up for you will sometimes be lacking because of how they feel that day. And this is something natural. That's the message. They just want you to know that there is a shadow side. And I think that you would receive it in a way. We then have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups, both emotional cards. I think you would receive it like if this person were to feel the need to like make a disclaimer of like, hey, I do deal with these things, this is something that you might see come up in our relationship, I think you would come to the defense very quickly to make sure that the person feels like this isn't something they need to feel guilty about. Yeah, that is a very real aspect of how they will show up in the connection for you, and I think it is something that you will be willing to learn about, to accept, to embrace, like all other parts of this person. They're just someone you want to embrace and nurture. And how they will show up for you is they really, really are going to be pulling that lovey-doveyness out of them. They are going to make some good strides in starting to know your love language, and they don't want to like try and do that in a fake way or like not be genuine in the ideas they do to make you happy, but it's endearing. They're trying to learn, and that's how they're going to show up for you. They're going to be authentic, they're not going to be perfect, and they're going to be very clear that they're true to themselves, but they know that there's also a balance in trying to do some things that will specifically help you or be pleasing to you, make you feel special, loved, even though they know that it will take more for most people, and especially you, in a valid way, it will take more than just faith that this person has really strong feelings about me. I need to be able to see that, and I know that the way they are showing up for you is a great effort to show that to you. Okay. Finally, your question. What do they see for the future? How do they plan to show up for you? What should you know? I want to know, what are you guys going to create together? What is this life going to be? How are you going to team up? We saw something about Three of Pentacles with joining together in forces. The Ten of Cups. You two will be creating together this perfect life. This is like, in the relationship aspect of cards in this deck, this is the card for, look at the marriage, the commitment. Wow. Not a lot of cards. This is the only Ten of Cups card I have seen that has the imagery of a wedding dress on it. That is absolutely wild. So what you two are creating together is a stronghold, a fortress together, a strong relationship, one that can be remembered and recognized generations down. It will carry through a legacy. Your love will ring true through years, I believe. This is like a love story for, wow. Okay. What else are they doing together? What are they creating? The Seven of Swords and one more. The Seven of Cups. Yeah, I see you guys being strategic in getting what you need and like making sure that your relationship is provided for and making sure that like you guys are able to create the life you want. I see you guys being seen as like scheming behind the scenes or like having things going on. Like it's like the neighbors are looking and they see that you're having all this equipment delivered to the house and you're working on something in the backyard and they have no idea. It's like you guys are like concretely building things together. You guys could build a home together, a fortress. Wow. What are you creating together? You're also, since the message of wedding is so heavy within this, and this is kind of reminding me of like a wedding tent in the background, I want to say that like something little cheeky that could happen is like at your wedding, like you guys kind of going like MIA a little bit. Not like severely, but you guys could prioritize or like had planned, like we're going to take a moment to go escape by yourselves. Or that could be a generalized theme to your relationship, is you guys on family trips, things like that, blocking out time for committed relationship time, for bonding time, really, like, yeah, interesting. Seven of Cups for what are you two creating together? A lot. I think you guys are making a lot. Look at all the wishes and the dreams within the Seven of Cups, all within grasp, just waiting for action toward it, for the taking. And I think the two of you guys' energies together would clash in some ways, but also be so perfect in that like the opportunities are so, the variety that's there is so interesting. And I think you guys could actually find a very like unique way to merge your skills, your work, if they are drastically different, seemingly so. I think something you guys could create together is like finding a way to work together, to be employed as a team. You could literally be, like I said, you build houses together. You could be renovating houses together. I'm thinking of, I don't know, like these HGTV couples that do that. That could be y'all. That'd be pretty dope. But you could also be, just merging together different projects to make like a hybrid, something unique, something trademarked, something, a new invention that you two are the masterminds behind. You guys are like inseparable. It's actually crazy, but respectful of boundaries as well. Okay, this last card I want to pull, we have the Knight of Wands for what you two will create together. I think an aspect of escape is coming through as well. I think that creating those new versions of yourself over and over was something I had mentioned. When you're with someone a long time, they change. I especially see your person changing and evolving and stepping into that king energy, because regardless of gender, you have been in that authority figure energy. You were the Queen of Pentacles. Your person is stepping into the authority, is pushing through their challenges to show up for the family, for their relationship as needed. Wow. Okay. This was just so like easy to pick up on these energies, which it was just so enjoyable to do this reading. But the reading is not over yet. We have one last little fun part that I had the idea for that I thought would just be so perfect to end. And I hope it works, because it could be like crazy. So I have two oracle cards from two different decks. I'm going to use the first one to be like essentially an advice. Ooh, that reminds me. Okay, really quickly, the last question I wanted to do is What does your person see in you? Or no, it was, we pretty much clarified that for you guys. I want to ask, what would your person tell you as like quick advice if they had the time to catch you, if they don't know you? We have the 6 of Cups. They would tell you that you've always been who you are and you've always been this way. They would uplift you. Wow, the 5 of Cups. Look how beautiful this card is. It normally looks a little bit frightening, the 5 of Pentacles. If I said Cups, I'm sorry. Wow, there's so much about like protection with like, this image is weird. Like, it looks like an older figure and a younger figure in both of those cards. Advice for you. Protect your heart. They could be feeling that you're going through something tougher. Perhaps you're going through a hard ending and needed ending of a relationship, and they can kind of sense that, and they want to give you the world. The advice for you from them is that the world is coming. The world is them, baby, okay? They are like, if they've been a little bit milder and less proud in this reading, like this is them being like, those other people, nothing compared to what I'm going to provide for you. Your advice, they just want you to like stay, it sounds so bad, like stay perfect. Like they don't want anyone to harm you in this time, is where this is coming from. The cracked mirror, they just want to prevent you getting hurt while something is phasing out. If you are single, if you don't know this person, I feel like that is more specific to that scenario. Okay, let's do our little fun bit. Your person, what are they going to say to you and how are you going to respond? Here are the 2 cards. So here is your person. Regardless of what sides you chose, this is going to be your person saying something to you. Canary spirit, look at the yellow. Look at the yellow with sing your own song. That's what they want you to do. They want you to remain happy and perfect and sing your own song and stay strong while this is removed from your life and the world replaces it. And what are you going? Feast, you're gonna say slow down and celebrate yourself. Okay, I love this. Look at you in your throne, and you would just say, okay, so your person, we said, not very good with like words of affirmation. If they were to come at you like trying and be like, babe, I just want to tell you real quick that I just want to tell you 10 adjectives about that describe you that I love. And you're like, calm down, like just slow down and go, how about you go come up with 10 positive adjectives about yourself. I don't need to hear it. Like that's some like little, this is more of like a personality check, I think, is kind of what's coming through. Because I'm very much getting, I hope that dynamic kind of came through with what I just described between the 2 of you. But then it's like they would laugh and be like, you're right, like I was trying, but let me go hype myself up instead. That's kind of the dynamic. I love that. That was fun. That was so cute. Slow down. Your person should celebrate themselves more, is what you want them to get into better practice of. Which is, yes, the King of Wands. You want them to be able to step into this, to meet you at your queen. Wow, I love doing that. I hope you stuck around to the end. If you enjoyed your messages, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future readings, as well as like the video and comment with your pile, and share as many or as little details about what resonated for you if you care to. I love responding to comments and connecting with you guys, so don't be afraid to do that. But please show some love to the video if you did enjoy it. It is so helpful. I really hope you join us to stay tuned for my consistent uploads 4 times a week. New topic ideas all the time. I'm so excited to implement all of them and bring so many messages to you guys. I love doing it. I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm so happy you are here too. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed your messages, Pile 1. I wish you the best of luck in this relationship and finding your person. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in your next reading. Hey Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Your higher self, your person's higher self is coming through to speak to you. If I get that wrong today, just ignore me. We are hearing the voice of your person's higher self today. So how we are doing this is we are splitting up the reading to start an energy check between your person and you. Once all the cards come through, you could decide that you feel like you are the person on your person's side based on the one side I am choosing, but definitely flip-flop around if need be. You might also find that your energies are matching on either side, and that would be totally normal too in a strong companionship. So let's start revealing the oracle. I'm going to shuffle out from a different deck for you, your person, and you. Okay, so let's shuffle out our tarot as well. We'll do 3 or 4 cards for each person. Pile 2's person. 1, 2, 4, and you. Perfect. Sweet. Okay, let's reveal them. Again, choose whichever side you feel like is you. You also may know your person at this point, be with them, or know of them, or you might know them, not know them at all, and either way, this reading is applicable to you and your situation, so take what resonates. Your person, we have the card of anticipation. Oh wow, we have determination. And we have curiosity with experience, play, uncover, and ask. Definitely this is what I was feeling with the anticipation card. Some aspects of that coming through, like some aspects of eccentricity, some aspects of luxury in your person perhaps, of like having a keen eye for fashion, having a taste for finer things. Your person could be, or you, based on your discretion. But curiosity, a softer side in them too that loves, I'm getting like Taurus vibes is all I can say from this quail. The quail and gooseberry anticipation is giving me Taurus. Taurus is, forgive me if I say this wrong, but like the counterpart, I guess, to Scorpio. Scorpio is the 8th house and Taurus is the 2nd house, so separated by 6 houses. Any zodiac signs that are separate by 6 houses are like opposites, compatible in that sense, I believe. I know that Taurus and Scorpio are technically compatible because I am a Scorpio, so you know I have done all of that compatibility testing. So that is what it is, but forgive me if some of those details are a bit off. That is the gist of it. Taurus and Scorpio together. Your person generally could, they're also both fixed signs as well. So your person could be like literally fixed in personality, fixed in life experience. With curiosity, this feels like someone who potentially could have a very like curated life experience that was very stable and fixed, and you almost wonder if they needed more out of their growing up based on what you know about what it was like, especially with these themes of like higher class really is kind of what I'm thinking of with the quail, giving bougie vibes, okay? And then holding elements of fixed zodiac signs as well can be less, or they can be more like resistant to change, kind of more like fixed in their ways. They are the signs that happen in the middle of the season, so not the one that transitions into a season and not the one that transitions out, the one that is comfortable there in the middle, experiencing one. Yes, exactly that, experiencing one atmosphere. They're not seeing any of those shifts and changes, which is what I'm thinking of your person kind of having a very specific atmosphere in growing up in their life to date. Wondering if they got enough experience is something on your side that I think is a little bit of a question. If you know them, I think, or as you get to know them, it would become clear, I think, that this person is not as like sheltered as kind of what is coming through of your concern. It would be very clear from the beginning that this is a person who has worked hard for what they have, the determination with the Ram and Dahlia. Wow. The 5 of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands with her sunflower. Love her. The Queen of Cups. Wowie. And the Ace of Pentacles. So this gives me an idea. Your person's energy, they could be like, upon first glance, you feel like what they have was achieved from like low-hanging fruit or something like this. But if you know their life story, if you're curious, if you ask and uncover their life story, I feel like they're very much a polarizing person where you might feel some type of way about them unless you really know them and their story. Because they could be someone who has a lot now, but it wasn't always that way, and they worked to get what they wanted and turn their situation around. It could not be exactly what it seems at first glance. And they could have this like thing about them where if you didn't know them before and the first time you hear of them and like learn of them, it's kind of like generally the same consensus around them for people who are really on the outside and don't know this person. Yeah, interesting. Definitely with the Ace of Pentacles though, I see that they would have, yeah, and the Queen of Wands and Cups, they would have done a lot for themselves on their own. The Ace of Pentacles starting things from the beginning and growing them with the passion, drive, confidence, and with the intuition, with the knowing that something needs to change, and that being a driving force behind a lot of their life story. I think a lot of what's behind this person is perception versus reality, and them not feeling like they need to go and correct everyone who has the wrong idea and only worrying about the people who care enough to get to know them and not concerned with people having the wrong idea. Wow. Okay, let's uncover you a bit here. That is the energy check for your person, or that could have been you. We will see. I'm saying this is you with the rooster. So we have rooster and sunflower, matching the sunflower and the Queen of Wands. Communication. Trust in the invisible with the snail and huckleberry. Trust in that feeling. You trust a lot in your judgment. I think you have a great eye for sniffing out the good ones and being like, you have really good judgment, I think. Trust in the invisible. You would give someone the benefit of the doubt and trust in the invisible, in what is not known, in discovering those factors about them. Through communication, you are someone who's very open to give anyone an ear or to give anyone the time of day to share their perspective, because you trust that something is there that could be uncovered. You trust in the invisible that just has yet to take form because the conversation hasn't been approached yet. But you would be someone to go out there and be intrigued by people, be curious, learn about them. That I don't think I just spoke English for a few sentences, but that's okay. Duality with self-awareness, observe, and release. Duality. Duality is making me think of, wow. Yes, the observation that you, pile 2, are capable of. You have, again, I think you have, I said something about someone having a keen eye at some point. It was your person having a keen eye for like fashion and things like that. I think you, again, have a keen eye for like, I'm going to crack open this egg, I'm going to discover this, I'm going to, yeah, like, I think that part has come through with the trust in the invisible. It's kind of that type of thing of observation of people. that comes through self-awareness. Like, you could have things that have happened with you that you would really appreciate if people would give you the benefit of the doubt and hear you out. So that's where this could come from the self-awareness you have of where you have fallen short and where you may be perceived negatively. That is why I feel like you are open to hear other people out and learn their story, because you don't want them to receive the type of judgment that you dislike. Okay. Page of Wands. I wanted to pull that one out first for whatever reason. The Lovers. Temperance. The Five of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay. Page of Wands is kind of about seeking, is about making those first steps after some inspiration. And you could be recovering from something pretty major, something that instilled in you the belief to trust in the invisible, perhaps something even like a while back, and now it's kind of coming back full circle and you're like, I need to trust in the invisible again. I'm at this place once again. This could be current energies for you at whatever time you're watching this reading. It's timeless. So you could be coming out on the other side of something negative. From the 5 to the 10 of Cups, that flip, that 180, happening with your sheer will, with the movement toward it that you're making as the Page of Wands. Yeah, you might feel like you are someone who has been kind of like tested in this area of love before with the Lovers, and then with Temperance, you feel like you have only yet dipped your toes into the water of really truly understanding another person. You have a little bit you can take from those experiences, but for the most part, it's like other relationships you've had were a dead end is kind of what I'm seeing. But I'm seeing this one transversing across seasons, across time, cyclically, like being there, something withstanding the test of time because of the equal passion from each party, the equal effort from each party, with the Cups in the Temperance card, the balancing out. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's any other messages specifically about you to identify you, though. Other qualities for pile 2. Oh wow, this is interesting. The 6 of Wands. Trust in the invisible. Communication. Again, you're really good at communication. You're good at self-awareness, perhaps because you have a lot of eyes on you in one way or another. You have a career through communication, online, to groups of people, to individuals. And you have people, you might have like an online presence with the self-awareness that you're aware of how you were put out there because of the invisible eyes that are on you when you do communicate in that way. I think you're naturally expressive as a person, the 6 of Wands representing that, and being comfortable being in the spotlight, being honored in this way. And so I think as something specific for some of you guys to identify yourself, you could be in some public eye in one sense or another, and things could have been getting a little bit heavy with it. And I think possibly if you're with someone right now, they came through to kind of flip your perspective on it and get you some more motivation with it in one way or another, or they could be coming through to add some inspiration and spice back into your life. Like, I don't want to say that like you would use a relationship as material, but I'm kind of like getting this idea that this like love story in one way or another would be good like source material for something that you're working on. Like whether it is like, it could be like very much a self-inspired story that you're trying to portray, a a lived experience you're trying to portray through art or communication. I see you as someone who would be out there, but has their own things going on too. I think that's maybe what this message is saying. You're someone who's out and about and in the world and doing these things, but you could have a desire to be seen as like a normal human being and recognize the fact that like you would still have emotions, because people might be not respecting that boundary or forgetting the fact that you are still a person. So you would really, really strongly be looking for someone to recognize that and be there for you in a very intimate way, because it's all been surface level to this point, at least to some degree, with what you share with the outer world. You're ready to really dig into that, to the bad and the good with someone else. Okay. That is your person versus you, or whatever way works. Let's jump into some tarot. We are going to ask 4 different questions that your person's higher self is going to answer to you right now, whether you know them now or not. This is their innermost voice, uninhibited voice, speaking to you now. So let's ask, pile 2, what does your person's higher self want you to know about this connection? Pull about 3 cards. The Ace of Swords. Okay, the 8 of Wands, and your last card, the 3 of Swords, and there's one more down here. Wow, they want you to know about this connection, that they have this bright idea about you. They do. They have this idea about you that this is something very much so worthwhile investing multiple areas in. Defending this with the wands coming in from different angles, it's like your person wants you to know that they view this as very like high stakes in a sense. They feel like you are someone that they cannot afford to, I don't want this to sound like creepy, but like you are someone they cannot afford to let pass them by in the best way possible, and nothing would ever be like against your will, or still like this is powerful that they are saying that to you. They also want you to know, with the 3 of Swords representing the self, heartbreak and heartache, and the world right after it, they do want you to know that directly answering your question of wanting to be seen for your hurt and your heartbreak, they would be that person for you to help you uncover those. Look at the curiosity. They would be comfortable asking the questions, and also perhaps having the same lived experience to have the context to understand what you're going through further. The world, they just want to give you the world, and the goal would always be to reach some kind of conclusion. Even if things aren't perfect, they recognize that they would not be able to be perfect for you and heal everything for you. They have no intention of coming in and trying to fix you, but they do want you to know that like the world, the cycles, that they would always be there for you to help you through these things and to see you the way you want to be. Okay, let's look at, I was about to flip over this card, so I should do it. This card in the last message in pile 1 was giving a message of shadow side, and I do believe that that is the message for this pile as well. Yes. So shadow side, they are seeing that in you, recognizing it, and that is what you have wanted. The world, they're giving you the world in exchange. Okay, next question. Where does your person's higher self see the connection going? What is the outcome? What is the end game? Couple cards here. My goodness, we have the 6 of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fate in this deck, and we have the 5 of Wands. Where do they see this connection going? The Wheel of Fate was the answer for pile 1s, where they see the connection going as well. So if you did feel called to that, it's about time that I tell you to check out pile 1. I loved doing that reading, the energies between, yes. Anyway, pile 2, the message with Wheel of Fate, where they see the connection going, they see an indefinite connection. They see like a lifetime's connection, like a past life connection with the Wheel of Fate continuing to turn. Look at this one, the same shape, the fetal position, except it's one person, the 5 of Wands. It's like they see this connection going because they don't want to leave you like this. They would never leave you. Again, like, I don't think this person is like creepy, but like it's kind of feeling a little bit intense, but not really. It's coming across intense. It's not feeling intense. But it's like they are not going to leave you as where they see the connection going. They don't want to leave you in this position, and they also don't want to be left in this position either. And that is something that you two are very clear on, and not like a term and condition to the relationship. I'm trying to think of a better word. Like, it's not like you guys would continue to tolerate each other for the sake of promise. I think that the promise is matching a strong, consistent energy that carries through your guys' connection. Okay. The Knight of Wands, where they see the connection going. Look, the Knight of Wands is travel somewhere quickly. Ooh, I also wanted to mention this fetal position, as well as, I'm sorry, this card is giving me like, I don't know, it gives me child, and it gives me 6, I was gonna say it gives me 6 of Cups. It is 6 of Cups. Okay, it is 6 of Cups, so that's why it is a child. Anyway, okay. Message here of where they see the connection going. To a family, to children, the fetal position, I think they would hope to have children. Very, very simply. With curiosity, with play especially, I think they would also really like get into character and enjoy playing with children and being in that mindset. Okay. Wow. All right. Next, how are they going to show up for you in this connection? The Ace of Wands. The Lovers. The 10 of Pentacles. Wow, they are stable, they are secure. Look at the Page of Pentacles and Temperance. Oh my gosh. We spoke of like them possibly having some money or being financially stable at least. And how will they show up for you? I think they are showing up for you with provider energy in the best way possible. Once again, protective energy, if anything. That's kind of what this person is giving. Like, it's lovable in them. They're like traits of being protective, of being dedicated and loyal. Yes, dedicated, loyal. That's how they're showing up for you with the dog. They're stable and they're loyal. And the Lovers card, it's again like a bond. It's a commitment. It's like they view it as a soul commitment with the Lovers card. And something that they hope continues to be lit up in terms of inspiration. They do see ways and opportunities, again with the curiosity, play, uncover, ask, experience. They are seeking in your connection the ways to provide fun experiences, to provide memories for you two. I think that they would be the one kind of carrying the weight in that sense with the Ace of Wands. The Page of Coins, I see the P on there as giving me, it gave me the word provider, even if that kind of has like a negative connotation with it as well. But it doesn't feel that way. It feels like equal reciprocal energy, but it's equal on their part as well, as what the Page of Coins is saying with financial matters, with matters of stability, practical matters in long-term relationships. How they show up in this connection, we have the Temperance card. They show up, and I think they are good at cooling you down or like toning you out. I think maybe like acts of service would be a big thing for them as well. I definitely think that that could be true as well. Like, and also their love language being like doing things with you as well, with the Temperance card and the Ace of Wands. Okay, your final question, and then stay tuned for the very end of the reading. It's a fun little bit that I have at the very end. It's going to be like a little dialogue between you and your person. One card each, very quick, but the first reading, it turned out so cute, so I cannot wait to do that. But first, let's answer our final question. What will you two be creating together? What will result from this relationship? The 10 of Cups was the answer for that question in pile 1 as well. I would check out pile 1. The 2 of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh wow. And the Queen of Pentacles. What you two are creating together is a safe space for people. I think you guys very, very well. I see the marriage here. I see in pile 2 that we got messages of marriage happening non-stop in the reading. So if that is something you have your eye on, check that out as well. And I see that because we have 6 of Wands, which gives me, sometimes I think it's the 4 of Wands at first glance, and this is exactly where that card was sitting for pile 1. Anyway, yes, so the message of marriage, of weddings here, the message of protecting a child is what I see with this 8 of Swords, and I see the protection of something, the bunny. I see the protection of the baby as well in that card, and the nurturing, especially with the Queen of Pentacles. She's very good at growing and nurturing. So that is what I see for what you two are creating together, as well as I think, ooh, I'm seeing like, yeah, definitely 2 of Coins would just be very like solid, assuring message about the combining of finances and things like that. I think that they would come together nicely and support each other nicely in that way as well. Okay. So those are the questions for what you two will create together. All of those questions answered. Perfect. Okay, so this final part, these 2 cards, again, we're going to do like a dialogue-ish between your person and you. This is going to be something your person says to you, like advice, anything like this. And then this is going to be your response. It's kind of like it came through as like a personality check. For pile 1, I hope I expressed it well. I definitely felt the personality shine through, so I hope I give another good example for how it plays out. So here is your person. Your person's higher self is the otter spirit. Look at the heart. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. And he is saying you are never alone, and the baby animal. Wow, your person is saying to you, you are not alone. And your response, interesting. Don't be afraid to sing. It's really funny. In pile 1, this card said don't be afraid to sing, or like let your voice sing. To this card, different decks had this like don't be afraid to sing message. Another weird synchronicity there, but you are never alone. I think what I'm seeing here is more so an energy of like, I feel like your person would be wanting to get into that like deep talk of like, you're not alone, like, and you would kind of just be like, this was exactly the same vibes I got for pile 1 for what you guys responded, but you would take it as like, let's just save that for another time. Like, let's actually just go have fun right now. Like, basically shutting that down in a way, in some sense. And you know your person actually wants to like just be playful and not, they're trying to have this like deep talk with you because I feel like you do appreciate it. But coming from them, it's like, you know them and you're like, I know that you're trying to do this for me and I appreciate it, but I'm going to relieve you of your misery and I'm going to release you to go have fun. And in fact, let's all go have fun with our friends, with a great community it looks like you guys have. I wanted to mention something about traveling together as well with this card. The reason I thought of that was not necessarily because of the boats, but I thought of Lady Liberty in New York. That's what that reminded me of. And if you know Chapel Rowan, you know that she just did this outfit for a performance. And so I guess it's just been heavy on my mind, you know, as it would be. But something with New York could be very specific. Or going to like a specific landmark, the Eiffel Tower or something like that, very, very well known household name, destination, travel destination. With the reason I'm saying that as well is because of the spaceship. Wow. I enjoyed this very much, pile 2. I really hope you enjoyed these messages. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. Stick around for future readings. I upload 4 times a week consistently, as well as like the video and leave a comment. You can comment with your pile. You can leave details, as many or as little details about what you resonated with and what came through for you. I love seeing a comment from you guys, and I am very receptive there. And just, yes, don't be afraid to comment as well and connect. With all of that being said, pile 2, I wish you the best of luck in uniting with your person. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see you in your next reading. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading about your person's higher self messages for you. Yes, that is the first time I got that right in this video. Okay, so how this reading is going to work, we are first going to start with an energy check. We're going to split the reading into 2 halves. On the left side is going to be your person's energy that I'm going to pull for, and on the right side is going to be you. Of course, if the energies seem flip-flopped in one way or another, then assign yourself to whoever you feel most fitting with. This reading applies for those of you who know this person, who at whatever stage of relationship, from not knowing their existence to being in a committed long-term relationship with them. This reading can apply to you because it is their voice, their innermost, vulnerable, uninhibited voice coming through to speak to you. Okay, so on the left side, let's pull for your person. Their card is Uncover with Dowsing, Pendulum, Answers, and Integrity. Okay. And for you, Sovereign with Ascension, Transformation, Visualization, and Sacred. Quite harmonious to start, I will say, pile 3. Let me grab this other deck. I mentioned for pile 1 and 2, maybe I mentioned this for you guys just now, but if the energies seem the same on either side, then that's completely normal. It's the mirroring of like energies. For your person, we have confidence, and for you, we have hope. Look at that. Look at all the blue aspects on your side. I love that. Beautiful things for this side as well as this one. Both very at the core, they feel the same, but variations, of course. That let's pull the tarot. We're going to do a couple cards again for each side to check the energy of you and your person. Your person and you. I think. One more there. Okay, so for your person, the Empress, the King of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, as well as the Ace of Cups. Your person, I have The King of Pentacles reminds me a lot of the boar in this case with the pumpkin. The pumpkin shows up in cards about friendship and like abundance, I believe. I've seen it kind of show up. It is the confidence card in several oracle decks that have to do with pumpkins. Ooh, and like the Empress. The Empress is always seen growing. There's the wheat growing here. And the pumpkin giving me like the fall autumnal vibes. If that is relevant to some of you, just right at the bat, that could just be one of those things that kind of hits for some members of the collective here today. A lot of you here to read for, so let's look at other possibilities for this person too. Confidence, uncovering. This person could have like something to their past that needs to be brought to light or answered to for them to feel confident in approaching someone else. That's interesting. I see someone approaching in the past with malicious intent, and that affecting your person across time. Your person could be more of like a sensitive soul, and they could have felt, again, like very hurt by this situation. It just feels like something maybe that was kind of like a core moment for them, that if they were to like start to get close to you and share and connect, that maybe like something that happened would be what they would want to talk with you about because they would feel comfortable. The Empress is like, I'm getting a message of like holding something inside for a long time and the need to uncover with this card, and confidence on the outside but not knowing what is brewing inward. King of Pentacles, again with like the outward appearance being strong and dominant, but the inner feels like needs some cleaning up. There could be some leaking of emotions happening there that is not being addressed. Leaking out, leaching into other environments, leaking into affecting other areas of life for your person. I think that they have something that has been a limiting belief. Yeah, I almost want more clarity for them. Here's this card on the top. The Two of Swords. Yes, I feel like there is something at the least going on majorly with your person, with the need to uncover, or perhaps, yeah, I think that very well could be where you find them. And that is why this energy is coming through as quite dominant now, because maybe you are meeting them now, you know them now, more likely than other piles, or you are just getting to know them as well, and that this is heavy in their life at that time. Otherwise, the message of uncover and the Two of Swords with the blindfold, it's like your person could your person could see a lot without the senses. I immediately was definitely getting like spiritual vibes from this side, as well as yours with the two cards that came out. So maybe they do have some skill of like, they be seeing some things, they be having some visions, and perhaps they don't let anyone see that out of concern of certain things, and you would be someone who would be able to identify that. That's why it was like shy to come out. There's something happening with your person. I'm really not getting I'm not getting any other strong messages to define them other than there being like some disconnect between the inner world and the outer appearance, as well as immediately feeling like the energies were matching in degree of like giving off a spiritual vibe, which none of the other piles today have been giving that vibe. So this is like that group, perhaps. Now for you, you had the Sovereign card and Hope, Butterfly, and Snowdrop. Okay. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Swords. You have the Emperor to their Empress. And you have the Nine of Swords. You as the Emperor. I think you guys really are matching a lot of energies. Definitely, like that should have hit me a lot harder than it did just now, but the mirroring that's going on with the Empress, the Emperor, wow. And when these two energies get close, I feel like the floodgates open to have a lot happen. Like the Wheel of Fortune has been hitting a lot for me, not necessarily being just like, oh, fortune is on the way, that's what this is saying. It's more so like withstanding the test of time, withstanding the cycles, withstanding what is thrown your way, regardless of whether it is perceived as being good or bad for you in that time. The closer that you guys get to mirroring each other, it's like you almost can't see the difference between where you end and they begin. Like, I don't know, I'm getting this image of like holding two mirrors against each other and like what, or like showing a animal their reflection in the mirror. I'm getting an image of bringing two images on a mirror so close together that you can't see anything at that point, that they're like merged. If you hold two mirrors right next to each other, or like that idea of like when people prank call people by like two people have a phone and they call different people, and then when the other person answers the phone, they just use the two random people they had called talking on separate phones to then have the conversation. Like, that is hilarious to me. That's kind of what I'm getting, is like, you two, it becomes unclear where the merging started and where it ended. Like, it's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like, wow, you guys would be really, really soul committed partners. That's kind of the intensity that's coming through so far. But again, these are just your separate energies, so we will wait to get into all of that. But that's what I'm seeing. If two very specific people came together, it would be a merging. Okay, so Knight of Swords for you. I feel like you would have an easier time, like being kind of the like happy-go-lucky, carefree one. Or that's just who you are. And a lot of the time, this Nine of Swords, the character looks a lot more distressed in it than this one does. And I'm almost kind of like, I feel like you're at a point in your life where you're pretty chill with a lot of things. Like this, don't get me wrong, could be like a significant factor in your life, and that being like anxiety, things like that you would be very forthcoming with, but are nowhere near the way that they showed up in your life in your past. That is part of the heaviness that you have in you. Likewise, that your person has some stuff going on. You share that similarity as well, but I do think that you have been able to find ease faster than your person does when you meet them. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into direct questions to your person's higher self, and they are going to be answering 4 questions for us today. So your first question from your person, what do they want you to know about the connection? 3 cards to represent this, please. The Star card and the 2 of Swords came through again. Okay, let me pull my final card. And the 7 of Cups, what they want you to know about this connection. I said with the 2 of Swords that they had there, something covered, something not being seen, is the 2 of Swords showing up once again. And look at that mirroring aspect. What I'm talking about, the closer you bring them together, it all becomes one. The Star, they want you to know that, like, they wouldn't be afraid of that. They would be honored to have such a relationship, such a connection, that like a timeless connection kind of is what I'm thinking of. Like a classic, beautiful, growing love story, the Seven of Cups. And being together would be a powerful force, and the world would be yours. The two of you could do a lot together with how powerful and aligned you guys are with the powers that you do have. Wow. Again, I said, okay, what they want you to know about the connection. I had said something about like, I was trying to remember what the message was, another message was with the Two of Swords. And I remember just now it was about like clairvoyance, about having something like that, about getting information without having to see or use a sense, something like that. The Two of Swords, your person wants you to know that they can see that there would be a need to keep each other like level-headed somewhat and not become so like codependent and enthralled with one another that you truly do become one, like inseparable in a toxic way. They want you to know that this is like something that they see and they want to tread carefully with. Yeah. That, I think that is major, because the major theme has been the mirroring between you two, and that is something big that they should want you to know, that you guys can do a lot with that. It's a lot of potential to make magic with the Star, with the Seven of Cups, to do a lot of things, but you would need to keep yourselves in check and at somewhat of a distance and honor each other's needs for alone time, for anything like this. Okay. Let's move along to the next question for you guys. Where do they see this connection going? Where does your person's higher self see the connection heading toward? The Five of Cups. The Magician. The Ten of Swords. Wow, interesting. The Page of Wands. Okay, so let me take a moment. Where they see this connection going, I have to say, like, this is probably a reading where I'm a little bit more unsure so far about where the connection is going. I think, let me get into what has come out so far, and then if I need to, I may pull a couple more cards for this question to get more clarity, because where the connection is going, I see Five of Cups. I just see like negativity and destruction within that. It's different than other Five of Cups images I've seen. I've seen like, at no one's fault, something going bad, or like someone getting badly hurt. Like, it's almost this like premonition I'm seeing within the Five of Cups for you guys, which is fitting for what I've been speaking on the clairvoyance within you or your person, or both, likely. It's almost like I'm thinking of, if you know the movie La La Land, you know that we all wish it had the ending where they come together, but we all know that they both would not have been able to achieve and succeed in their careers if they were still together. They would have been holding each other down. I wonder if it is something similar in this relationship, pile 3, where the way the cards play out, something had to fall. Yes, I mean, the Ten of Wands. Something has to fall for other things to go. And I think that it could be a possibility for this to not be something long-term end game. It's possible to have soul connections and soul partners that are not meant to be in your life the whole time. And sometimes you do hear about, like, I think the biggest concern is the likeness between the two of you. I don't know, I can't say if this would merely be like a discussion of like, let me silence those concerns for you because I'm not concerned, or if it would be something that would be agreed on. I do kind of see it as being something that is understood between the two of you, and being able to make magic anyways, even if things end, if they end. Really, the Magician, being able to make magic anyways, and the Page of Wands. Pick yourself up, find the hope again. I think you would be very well equipped, especially to do that. Both of you would just have that like spiritual view and take on the situation, to which it could be hard, it could be painful, but I do think that it will all work out and you will get what is yours, always, always at the end of the day. I'm not sure about this part of the reading. It's just this card that's really, I keep looking at, as well as this one. It really could be subject to change as well, or different among different people of the collective here today. So use your judgment too if you know this person, and apply what you can from that question. But okay, let's look at how are they going to show up in this connection for you. The Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands, as well as the Knight of Cups. How are they going to show up? They're going to show up as someone who is ready to uncover. Look at the wands with the fetal position there. I think they're going to show up as someone who's ready to be vulnerable and will really appreciate this aspect of their relationship as well, and allowing you to be that way toward them too. Of course, having it be a reciprocal space of receiving, of giving comforting energy, all of those things. That's how they're going to show up for you. Receiving you as well in your tougher times, in negativity and all of those things, in anxiety, because you both understand what that's like. They're showing up for you in a way of, with the Ace of Coins, giving you like tokens of knowledge is what I'm thinking of. Like, I think they are expanding your horizons in your mind a lot. I'm looking at like, this reminds me of some kind of like scholar almost on the Knight of Cups. I think that they could actually be uncovering a lot with you, and you guys could be learning a lot together. They could be knowledgeable in many things and give you little wisdoms that, like, even if this relationship were to end, I think it would be amicable in that you would like look back and you would quote things that this person told you to like your current relationship, like using your judgment. You wouldn't make this person feel bad, but like this person would be like not like a forbidden name in your household. It would be friendly and end on good terms, definitely. And their wisdoms are going to carry through in your life, and it's going to catch on. Those people in your life that you tell them to, they're going to start quoting that as well, because this person has some facts that they be speaking. Okay. Interesting. Knight of Cups is giving me like a humble offering in this time. Like, they kind of are like, I don't have much to give other than like me, than being here, than my mind, than my knowledge, my humor, like my love. They come at you quite humbly with that, and you would accept them definitely for how they show up toward you in the connection. Okay. I'm going to pause before we do the last question and hang tight after that, because there is one more section of the reading after that where we will pull 2 cards from 2 separate oracle decks as like a dialogue between you and your person, a direct statement from your person and a direct answer from you. So stay tuned for that. It was really fun for pile 1 and 2. So I will be right back. The final question for your person's higher self: what will you two create together? The 9 of Wands, the King of Wands and the Five of Swords. Okay. What will you two create together? A messenger system is something weird that just came to my head looking at the crow there. Like a new language, like a way to communicate with each other that, interesting. Like that's very specific. It could also just be like, yeah, like you create a lot of like, I said something about like him's, the person, your person, speaking words of like wisdom. And maybe you guys are like coining a lot of phrases together. That's so random, but it could be like a hallmark of your relationship is always like pulling out these weird like phrases and words that you guys low-key invented together when you're around other groups. It's kind of like your thing, and like, I don't know, that's really interesting, but like a new messenger system is what I thought of. Whatever that could mean for you, like some actual business project development you guys are making, inventing, creating to make something more efficient, productive. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. What will you two create together? This really, you guys will create boundaries together in terms of like limiting boundaries, I believe. I think that this could be part of, for some of you, once again, for some of you, the message of like this being a relationship that's here for a shorter time, not an indefinite relationship. And I think the reason, again, could be like you've learned you can only learn so much from each other because of the likeness, I think. And so what you create together by the end, in some cases could unfortunately be, and what you create together is cages that you two are limited in together. That's the message I got from this one. And it would be foolish to stay there. And that's why I do believe that an ending, if appropriate for you guys, would be amicable and would be like understood on both parties. And that's what I see with the Five of Swords, with two swords going in the skull, kind of like staking the ending, marking that moment. And it is an agreement between the two of you. Both of you have signed that agreement and left your mark. And as fate has it, that is what occurred. In the most simple way, the Knight of Wands, and messages of hope and encouragement and of things picking back up as needed in needed areas after any potential ending is just a message of encouragement I want to pull out there and allow for you guys. And we have the Lovers. Oh my gosh. So another message of encouragement that I wanted to pull out aside from that last question. If this were to be a relationship that ends, maybe it did recently end, and this is giving you clarity on what the person is thinking of, if not clear in physical discussion, this is giving clarity on the truth that you guys both know about why things were not going to last forever. The Lovers is your message that more relationships are going to come to you that are harmonious and appropriate for that time. More soul partners for both of you, really, on both sides, and the love will always be shared. Again, you can say this person's name without like needing to gag. Like, it will be okay. I hope you can find messages of reassurance elsewhere, possibly on this page or in future readings, keeping up with this situation. But I hope that this gave you, channeling it with all the light and love I could to relay these messages honestly, and just hoping you guys can really understand that like this would be the divine nature of things. This would be what is best to put you guys in the style of La La Land, to put you guys in an achievement that the cards needed to be played this way to get other achievements. and the lovers will come back around. Yeah. Okay, so finally, the little dialogue between the two of you we're going to do. So like this is going to be your person like saying something to you, giving you advice, making a statement, and then this is like a personality check almost. So this is what you are going to respond with essentially. We'll see how this goes. It could flop. Okay, Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. Oh goodness, guys. I'm sorry, pile 3. Homeward, take yourself out on a date. My goodness, this is absolutely like, it's really crazy. Those 2 cards just came out. I hope that for most of you, this would be something that has already been being discussed. I don't know if I see another situation in these cards where the relationship honestly would be meant to be like the end game. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. I know it would be painful, but I hope that this is received well and you're in a place where it is okay to be getting these messages. But your person says time to let go. You say take yourself out on a date. Yes, supportive from a distance, supportive in separation. Both clearly having let go and ready to move forward to other situations. I'm very happy those 2 came through because clarified the message, and I've been trying to think of alternatives, but those are what I have seen today and felt. So pile 3, I hope you got what you needed out of these messages. If you did enjoy them, the best way you can support this channel is by liking the video, commenting with your pile if you feel called to, add details on how you resonated with the messages. I would love to receive and respond to that, as well as subscribing to the channel. Would be so grateful for that. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I wish you all the love and peace through this situation, through this connection, and I will see you in your next reading.